Hello, and welcome to a short segment of the Gale Hill Radio Hour. I'm your host, Kate Jones, here to share an excerpt from my recent interview with Elise Fillpot, PhD. Dr. Fillpot is the founder and director of the History School, an online series of courses that went live in March 2023. Elise, as she asked me to call her, created the History School with 7 to 12-year-olds in mind. I think that the courses will enlighten anyone who wants greater understanding of today's social justice issues, where they came from, and what we can do about them. The school's focus is on parents and children, teaching history in accessible lessons that include videos and other visuals. Parents can purchase one course, all 6, or a combination. Each one is a robust course of study that also involves buying a few children's books for homework activities and nighttime reading. Here I've included a very short segment of my interview with Elise. In it, she answers my question: why is it important to know about history?
If we don't know why, when we drive through certain neighborhoods, or if we live in certain neighborhoods as a member of a community that's been oppressed, that poverty in that neighborhood was very carefully constructed by an entire swath of the population. We call that swath of population white because we developed the term white as a construct over time. If we don't know that, then we can truly look at some of the consequences of oppression and blame it on the people who were actually exploited and oppressed. If we don't know the history of housing discrimination and redlining, then we can look at ghettos and slums and blame them on the people who lived there rather than on the people who made sure that ghettos and slums were the only options for many people. If we don't know our histories, we can't recognize the resilience and contributions that people made under forms of exploitation and oppression. We can't see those because they weren't given recognition at the time. There was no recompense at the time. And so actual wealth has been withheld from communities, and recognition of brilliance and hard work and suffering has been withheld if we don't recognize it through our history. That's just 2 of the most essential reasons for teaching history. I think there are many more. We can justify teaching history on a purely pragmatic learning to think critically basis. We can justify learning history, again, so that we can, these histories especially, so that we can celebrate the resilience of people. We can study history so we can celebrate the grace of people.
Yeah.
We don't have the shooting of the people at Emmanuel Church in Charleston, the African American people. We don't have that shooting embedded in our course, of course, but what more beautiful form of grace is there than that the families of those that were killed forgave Dylan Roof for that horror? You know, that example of grace, I think, gets lost or decontextualized if we don't know history.
Yeah. We have greater understanding of people not like us if we know history.
And we have greater understanding of ourselves too.
Yes.
You know, if I really hope that African American families and individuals will see value in the history school as well and will want their children to explore our lessons and courses, and will share with me areas that they feel like there could be more exploration, deeper explorations, a different way of exploring. And so I really hope that the history school, when I say progressive parents, I hope that that includes parents of color as well as white parents, and that it helps anybody who's concerned about social justice, that they will continue to grow with their families in their commitment to bringing change, and will have it informed by their understanding of history.
Oh, I like that. I like it that this is really, the history school is living history. You are willing and eager to incorporate people's feedback and adjust as you go along. Is that right?
Yeah, I really do hope that people make liberal use of our contacts page and let us know how they're feeling and what they see, what their children's reactions are, what their reactions are. We are not the be all and end all.
How do people find you?
About as simple as it gets. It's just www.thehistoryschool.com. It does have the word "the" at the beginning, thehistoryschool.com. We have a contact page on www.thehistoryschool.com, and I really look forward to hearing from anyone that comes onto the site, has a thought about what they see. Please reach out. Let me know what you experience.
This is Kate again. You can learn more by visiting thehistoryschool.com or listening to Gale Hill Radio Hour's entire episode 40. I really appreciate what Elise is doing with the History School. Her hope is that the children who take her courses will become citizens of the world who will go on to make it better. That's my hope as well. This is Kate Jones with the Gale Hill Radio Hour. Until next time, thanks for joining us. Please share this episode with anyone who cares about the lessons of the past.